Hi, my name is Sydney, and right now I'm in a really cool class called Fromm. And basically what Fromm is about is Eric Fromm's work with psychology of the human mind and human relationships and the overall human experience. Today in my video I have a guest star, Heidi Yarger, who has sat in with a lot of our classes and just sort of going to give her 2 cents about what we're studying right now in Fromm. So recently we've been talking a lot about ethics and how your ethics can become based on the product of whatever environment you've been put in. So you can start out with a set of ethics that's kind of been formed through your religion or through your parents or based upon what you see in your daily life, and you can have be put in a really stressful or drastically different environment, and all of those ethics that you have so previously come to comply with and live your daily life on can go out the window. We saw an example of this in a TED video we watched about an experiment that was done with college students where half the college students were prisoners and the other were guards in a prison, and it was just completely for experiment of the human psychology. None of it was real. All of them were normal kids. None of them had mental issues or anything with violence. They're just normal people, and within like 48 hours they had to stop the experiment because so many people were having mental breakdowns because the kids who were pretending to be guards were taking it so seriously and using the fact that they had power over the other students as a way to mentally manipulate and change the other students' environment. So I don't know if Heidi has anything to say about ethics.
So I sit in on Fromm like every other day, and in the days that I'm not in Fromm, I'm in AP Bio, and a lot. So this usually I make a lot of connections between what we're learning in Bio to what we talk about in Fromm. And one of the things we talk about a lot is animal behavior. And I think although as humans we hold ourselves to a standard beyond animal activities because of our ethics and what we see as our morals, I think there are a lot of connections between the way animals act in certain situations. And I think that our ability to survive has a lot to do with whether or not we have the skills to adapt to new environments and just realize the skills needed to survive, man.
True, they're true. I think another interesting point that was brought up when we were reading the introduction of one of Fromm's books was that problems of ethics cannot be admitted from studies of personality, which is kind of another scary realization because, you could say, oh, I'm this way, this is how I am, like, I'm a good person, I would never do that, and then your environment changes and suddenly, you don't think that you're becoming a certain way, but you are, based upon the fact that all of these new stresses and new ways of thinking of life, whether they be good or bad, whether they be based on fear or somebody else coming into power or just a change of who you're surrounding yourself with, it's kind of scary. It's also interesting to think that, every person, especially when you're comparing it to religion, has their own set of ethics that they believe to be the right ones, with all of our Western religions, and I mean even the ones in Asia, everyone is taught, you don't think like, well, our religion is right, but so is this one. Everyone's sort of taught to think, okay, well, the way that I'm looking at the world, the way that I'm looking at this higher being is the right way. They have a variation of that, but our way is the right way, which is sort of just a weird thing to think that everyone goes through life thinking that their ethics have to be the right way without really exposing themselves to another set of beliefs. So I don't know if Heidi has any other comments on that.
No.
No.
I would.
But yeah, so Fromm has been really interesting so far, and we're just kind of been looking at some basic stuff with human experience and environment, and I look forward to learning more about how we go about deciding what ethics to comply with and how those can be questioned. So, thank you, and thanks again to our guest speaker, Heidi Yarger, and we will see you next week.